Alright, off to the post office to mail some stuff, and then we're gonna come back to the grocery store and grab the last of our groceries before we take off across the Big Bend.
What is the Big Bend, you might ask? No, I'm not talking about the national park in southwest Texas. I'm talking about this Big Bend that goes from the Panhandle over to the western peninsula of Florida. Cruisers, both sailboaters and powerboaters, have two choices. They can either take the ICW around the inside of the bend, or they can cut directly across the water, which puts you about 60 miles offshore. And for a sailboat, that can take about 36 to 40 hours. The bend area isn't much of a cruising ground for sailboaters like us, given the limited resources there, so we had no reason to stay near land once leaving Port St. Joe. And given that our mast height is 72 feet, and many bridges along the Florida ICW are lower than that, we really had no choice but to jump across into the big blue water if we wanted to make it to the Clearwater, Tampa area. Admittedly, we were slightly anxious to make this jump, after having less than an ideal experience in a storm while sailing from Texas to Louisiana. But in this case, our weather was the exact opposite of that, and we had calm, quiet waters and almost boring light conditions, something we will gladly take over stormy conditions any day. So once the sails were up and we got into our groove, we found ourselves relaxing and just enjoying the beautiful ride.
There's a fishing boat that we can see, but we can't tell which way he's going. This
I think he's coming towards us.
This is us.
Yeah, he's coming towards
And
us.
that's the fishing boat right there on the radar. But we can't, he doesn't have AIS on. And it's hard to tell.
I can see his nav lights. He's coming towards us.
We should probably turn. This is how dark it is out here. How hard it is to see stuff. Thank goodness they have giant lights. It is just after 6 a.m. after our first night at sea, and the sun is just starting to show some light on the horizon. We have mostly been motor sailing all night. You can probably hear the motor in the background. We just haven't had enough wind to sail just by itself, but we've had the sails up all night. And we didn't see much last night. We saw a buoy we had to avoid, and we saw a fishing boat, 2 fishing boats. That is essentially all we saw all night. And I have been awake pretty much the whole time. I think I tried to sleep for a little while, but I just couldn't sleep. So we are now I can tell I'm getting tired. It's gonna be time for me to go night during the day. As soon as Mike gets up, I'm gonna let him take over and I'm gonna get some sleep. There's a little bird It literally landed on my head. Scared me to death because I couldn't figure out what was touching my head. And then it flew off of my head and landed here on our lifeline. So, and we are way, way offshore. So this poor little guy has obviously been looking for a place to land for a while. I'm not sure why he landed on my head, but oh, he's enjoying the sunrise, I guess. Scared me to death. Oh my gosh, that was weird. Never had a bird land on my head. Oh, I like that. Oh my gosh. Hang in there, little buddy. You can have a ride with us. It's all good. We're going to Tampa, if that helps. Such calm seas out here in the middle of nowhere. Well, in the middle of somewhere, but not anywhere I've ever been.
You're 60 miles away from anything.
I know.
In any direction. Unless you go west, then it's a lot further.
And it's not just like 60 miles that takes an hour. It's 60 miles that it takes
12 hours.
12 hours. Wow. That is crazy. Just surrounded by the blue. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Look at, oh my goodness. Here they come. I need my life jacket so I can go.
It's right back there.
Where?
The bow.
They just disappeared. Oh my gosh.
They're everywhere. A baby.
It is a baby. It's a, oh my gosh, they're everywhere.
Big dolphins.
Oh, they're huge. Let me get way up here.
Oh my god.
Holy.
Oh my
Gosh.
Hi guys.
So many of them.
Baby.
This is awesome.
Baby swimming with his mama.
I see it. Oh, it's hard to catch them all because they're everywhere.
They're everywhere, Jason.
Yeah, right. Caw-caw!
Yeah, there was another pod. Like, you look at the second
Yeah,
group of
there was a bunch of them coming this way. Wow, that's a big dolphin.
Yeah, that's got to be a male.
Oh, really?
Beautiful little dolphin. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a dolphinologist.
I'm not either. We'll have to ask Abby.
Yeah, Abby will know. I cannot get over how many there are. Like all here together. Oh, I need better camera equipment to do this. Oh, there's some back there too. Look.
Yeah, that's another group.
Yeah, I wonder if they're all friends.
Might be two pods traveling together.
Might be. Hi guys. Y'all are fascinating. Dang, I can't keep up with them. They're like everywhere. Bye guys. There they go.
Later.
That was so cool. Oh my gosh. That was so cool. How many do you think we saw?
A dozen.
Gosh, it had to have
More.
been at least that.
There's a second pod over there.
Yeah, there's a whole
at least
bunch
that many.
right back there.
Could be up to 20 dolphins right there.
And there was a
Huge.
baby. There was a baby dolphin.
Yeah,
I don't
there
know
was a
that
calf swimming with his
I don't
mom.
know that I've ever really seen a baby dolphin
No,
in
that was
person.
cute, though, the calf
That
swimming
was
with the mom.
sweet.
But yeah, so that's 2 pods of dolphins over there.
Oh yeah, you can
Big
see them
pods.
back there.
Big pods of dolphins.
There's
And
one.
big dolphins.
Oh, huge
Huge.
dolphin.
Thing had to be 8 feet long. Huge dolphin.
That was so cool. That was so cool.
Do you think they've just found us by accident, or do you think it was on purpose?
You're a dork. Okay, we are almost at the halfway point. We are just tugging right along. Just kind of, we even had to, like, we don't normally open up hatches, but it's so hot. It's like 80 something degrees. There's no breeze, but there's also no wind and no waves. So I think we're safe. We start seeing something change, we'll close the hatches. But we need air down there. Everybody's cooking. We see a boat. We haven't seen a boat in almost 12 hours. And we got another little stowaway bird. He looks tired. He's taking a break.
Speaking of breaks, I know I needed one myself, so I went down below and made myself a drink with our Soto stream. This is the easiest way for us to have a treat like that doesn't create a lot of trash like cans or bottles do. Then I grabbed myself some jelly beans from our candy box, broke out the old school deck of cards, and played some solitaire to keep myself busy.
Sun has gone down on night 2. So we got until tomorrow morning, probably arriving at the channel, maybe not getting to our anchorage till around noon. Somewhere in there. So we're just still motoring along because the wind has been useless today. It's been just quiet, peaceful, calm, hot, maybe a little boring, but because we couldn't get our Starlink to work today, so we didn't get anything. And of course I discovered that I have nothing on my phone but one movie downloaded. I have no idea how that came to be, but whatever. I'll learn next time. So we're gonna enjoy what little bit of sun we have left till tomorrow morning. Hello. It is almost 2:30 a.m. and we're about 6.5 hours left to the entrance of the channel. And then I think after that it's a couple hours to in the channel up to the anchorage where we're going to be. So we should be arriving about 8 a.m. to the entrance, and then maybe closer to noon till we get to anchorage. But we definitely want to do it in the daylight. But it is, as you can see, it is pitch dark. There's no moonlight. There's lots of stars, but you wouldn't be able to see it in this with this camera. But this is our situation here. So we're 6.5 hours out. Should arrive at the channel at 8 o'clock. Got 30 miles to go. But let me show you where we came from. You can see the progress we've made. Okay, you gotta zoom out. I'm sure why it's not zooming out. There we go. So there's Florida, there's where we were. We came all the way, we're right there, and that's where we're going, and then we're gonna go, I think we're gonna go in, that's all the channel markers and whatnot, but I think we're gonna go into this little river right here and anchor somewhere. So I think there's a marina here we can get fuel, so we're gonna anchor over here. But as we enter the channel, we're gonna go in and then down in here somewhere. So that's where we are. Well, no, I'm sorry. Where are we? There we are. That's us right there. All right, it's almost 7 a.m. and we're coming into Tampa Bay channel soon. Well, soon is kind of relative, I guess. I see channel markers. Green buoy with a bunch of birds. Hello, birds. And red buoy. We are through the channel almost, and we're gonna turn right up here. Whew, that wind is something. Get over here out of the wind. Gonna avoid all these fishing boats.
Well, you should put
Look at this guy. He's like, I got y'all. You don't worry about you. Oh my god.
Yeah, we would have hit. We would have T-boned him.
Or he would have T-boned us.
One of the two.
Come on, bro. Totally unnecessary. I'm ready to anchor. Thomas is gonna be my anchor buddy.
Is that what I am?
I'm glad I'm not driving this because.
Get ready.
Get ready. The boat, bait boat. We got a
Bait boat.
bait boat. Boat of bait.
It's called the bait boat.
That's what it is. I don't know. People go buy bait from him to go fishing.
Okay, drop it. Mark on the water.
All right, we've made it to our anchorage. Right outside of St. Petersburg in the Manatee River. Listen to the silence of no engine. We've been listening to that poor engine for almost 36 hours because we had to motor sail and then pretty much just motor. I guess we motor sailed pretty much the whole thing.
That was a hell of a thing.
Yeah, but that's the first time we've heard the silence of just the wind. Oh my gosh, my ears are gonna be ringing for days. But we made it, yay! Praise the Lord. All right, so today we are taking trash and fuel cans to a marina a couple miles away from here. And Mike and I are going by ourselves. Kids are doing school. So I cannot film and do this at the same time. So just that stuff goes there.
Hold on to your butts.
Okay, there's our friends right there. Ken and Holly. They were in Port St. Joe with us. So they made it here yesterday too. And we're off. Oh. Trash. Very guilty. Are you getting wet?
Not yet.
I might when we slow down and the weight catches up with us.
Alright, we are docked here at the fuel dock at this marina. And he is going to fill up our cans. Get my purse.
You grab the lids when you get a chance.
Yep. Indeed.
Well, it's not fast. I like that. I like slow fuel pumps.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Why did you have all the lids out here? Oh, because you moved.
I didn't see which way the line was.
Oh, okay. I'll put them over here.
I gotta go back to the boat, transfer this fuel into the boat, and then come back again.
Almost back to the boat. Successful fuel run. So we went for a provision run. I don't know if you can see all of our groceries, but this is the last time we're gonna provision until we get to the Keys. So we did one last kind of like, okay, it's gonna take us 4 or 5 days to get there, and some of them could be overnights, so we're trying to make it real easy to just have meals prepped and snacks and various things, because we got two different overnights. And so we thought, let's just go ahead and provision now. Why not? Get it done, get it over with, then we don't have to do it again until we get to the Keys. Yay.
It could always be worse, Mia. Something like it's like when we got stuck on the Harry Potter.
On our last morning in this anchorage, while kids did some school, Mike and I decided to go explore the island near where we had anchored. On this island was an area that is part of the National Park Service called the DeSoto National Memorial. It was created in 1948 with a mission to commemorate the 1539 expedition of the Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto. It was easily accessible from the water, so we beached our dinghy and enjoyed a morning stroll through some beautiful nature trails all throughout the park. The park has picnic areas, is great for bird watching, camping, and fishing, and they allow dogs. They also have a living history camp where volunteers will dress in period clothing, have demonstrations, make crafts, and present talks on the history of DeSoto's expeditions and Florida's Native Americans. Also on the island is this beautiful cross, which was placed there by the Diocese of Venice in Florida in memory of the 12 priests who accompanied the 1539 Spanish expedition and the Native Americans who inhabited the shores. It was a beautiful way to spend the morning and get some exercise before we took off for another overnight passage later that evening. Next on the agenda, a nice long nap before we pull anchor and set off again.